Hey, Endless Honeymoon Podcast listeners, if you love this podcast, subscribe to it 5-star, leave a review, tell a friend, and also come see us live. You know we're stand-up comedians, and we might be coming to a town near you. And we are coming to a town near you. If you are in Portland, we will be coming to Helium on the weekend of the 20th and 21st of December. And special announcement, on the 22nd, we are doing another live Endless Honeymoon Podcast
with some very special guests.
Special Portland-based guests who are home for the holidays. So go to their website, heliumcomedy.com, and get tickets for our live stand-up shows and for the live Endless Honeymoon Podcast taping.
And that'll be on
shows.
Sunday.
That's Sunday. Also, San Francisco Sketch Fest, we're doing a live episode of the Endless Honeymoon Podcast, as well as my podcast, the How and Tall Discussion Series, and some other shows. So go to sfsketchfest.com. Hello, everybody. Hi, Denver. How are you feeling? Amazing.
Thank you for coming to our first live podcast.
Our first live podcast of the Endless Honeymoon Podcast. This is Natasha Leggero.
And Moshe Kasher.
Thrilled to be here.
Who do you guys like better?
Who do you like? How would they?
Thank you.
Oh yeah, women run the world, etc. Great to be here.
Get used to it, dude.
We sold out our first live taping. We're very happy about that.
We're never doing it again.
We are thrilled to be here. We've been in.
Moshe made me drive here.
We did drive
from
here.
LA.
Well, you save money that way. It's a nice.
So yes, we've been on a camping trip.
Yeah, this has been now 2 weeks we've been in Colorado exploring this hideous state. It's fucking disgusting. What an ugly place you guys live in, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's been pretty unbelievable. It's been a pretty breathtaking trip, all in all, and it's been pretty amazing.
So basically, Moshe and I have a deal where we go camping, but then every third night I make him stay in a luxury hotel. And in return, he makes me stay on something he's obsessed with. Does anyone know what BLM land is?
Yeah, I'm like BLM style. She's like Four Seasons style. So.
I don't like the Four Seasons.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not bougie enough for you?
I just find them a little boring. But I will say, for those of you who don't know what BLM land is, this is Burning Man talk. It's the Bureau of Land Management, and it is free land that people can squat on and also practice their rifle shooting on. And it's not, it's not governed by anything.
Are you a gun owner? Because you sound like one. Practice their rifle shooting. No, I mean, look, I like a deal. That's what I can say. And BLM land is free. It's your land. You own the land.
No one wants that land.
You can camp on this land for free. Okay, here's the deal. We have a new baby. We just had a baby, and wow.
So the baby's...
No. A lot of audiences will burst into immediate applause, but you guys, fucking ice cold. I like that.
Well, the baby's a year and a half, and we took it with us. So the first night
Please don't call our baby it. That is not...
We're not doing gender.
That's right. Okay, all right. So I don't think that's how you don't do gender, by calling... I'm pretty sure there are more nuanced ways to avoid the gender binary than it.
But that one's the least confusing.
Okay, so one of the things is, at her age right now, we had to leave LA at 7 p.m. at her bedtime because I have an RV. It's like it's kind of an off-road RV. It's kind of like, it's pretty...
Please don't start talking about your RV right now.
Well, if you saw it, you'd be like, wow, I didn't know Jews were allowed to drive vehicles like that. And it's pretty, wow, great laugh. It's pretty, I would say great laugh for a live podcast recording. I guess we'll scrap this recording. But, so we had to leave at 7, and about 6 hours.
Like we made her think she was going to bed.
And she went to sleep because we have to drive. We had a long way to go to get to Colorado. We had to make some time on the first 2 days. Those were our big pushes to get to Colorado because we really wanted to explore all the beauty that was here. And so we were about 4 hours outside of Los Angeles, approaching a place called Kingman, Arizona. And we started Googling about half an hour outside of Kingman where we could stay.
And
we did read in an RV book, like, you're going to have a bad time if you don't have plans.
That's right. Not making a plan is a plan to have a bad time. By the way, thank you guys for buying tickets to RV in 101. We're glad you're here.
Well, we usually start the podcast with a check-in, and, I've almost gotten eaten by a bear twice.
Okay, hold on.
I want to talk about
Don't jump the gun. So we started Googling places to camp near Kingman, and I did find a BLM free campsite.
He's like, Google, because I'm like driving, or he's driving, so he's like, Google free place to stay in Kingman, Arizona.
I don't know if I put it quite like that.
No, that is what the search was. That's why this place came up.
All right, so we found a campsite called Wild Cow Campsite. And it was a BLM campsite, and it was 15 miles outside of Kingman. We were almost at Kingman. 15 miles feels like a reasonable amount of miles from where we were to camp. And it said
And I'm reading the reviews, and it's like, I got up there on my Scion.
A little rough, the road is, they said, but not a big deal as long as you have clearance. I got clearance, you guys, okay? So we make a decision. You agreed, let's go to Wild Cow, right? Here's the deal. It's midnight when we pull off onto this dirt road that leads to Wild Cow campsite. And it is, I don't know who this guy in the Scion was, but it was like, first of all, the moment you take the right onto this road, it shrinks down to a one-lane, absolutely impossible to turn around, even if you wanted to.
Gravel, switchbacks, and no place to turn.
Not gravel. Dirt road, rocks in the road, hard 180-degree turns with 1,000-foot drops. Our baby is sleeping in the back. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this about Natasha, but she's not like super afraid to criticize me. That's not like one of her characteristics. We're on this road. We can't turn around. I'm like scared. Natasha, silent. And I'm like, that seems really, really bad. Like, this is the point where she should be like calling me a fucking idiot, maybe even an anti-Semitic slur, and nothing. And it's getting worse and worse and scarier. You can look down from the side of the vehicle to a ravine. I mean, and it's pitch dark. I'm terrified. I've never taken this. This is a new RV to me. I've never taken this thing on a road even half as gnarly as this.
By the way, I was silent. I was doing a Buddhist chant.
At a certain point, she speaks up and starts chanting in Sanskrit. And then I was like, oh my God, we are definitely gonna die. She's calling out to her maker. This is so scary. We do arrive. There is literally no way to turn around. I mean, it was this...
And no one is there.
There's nobody there. We arrive at Wild Cow. We go to sleep. I'm shaking with adrenaline. I can't go to sleep for hours. We get up in the morning. It is pretty beautiful, would you say? It's pretty nice.
It was fine. I'd say it was slightly better than a Walmart parking lot.
Which, by the way, great place to stay for free if you're on the road in an RV. We get out of the truck, and Natasha's like, well, we should explore. Let's go explore a bit. And I'm excited because we made it. We're safe, I feel like. We get the baby into this hiking backpack. We're all ready to go for a hike. We walk over to the check-in sign. There's a sign that reads, do you remember what it said?
There was a few. Oh, the kissing bugs?
It said, watch out for kissing bugs. No further information.
And no internet.
Yeah, no. We found out when we got down to civilization, kissing bugs have something called Chaga disease. They're a parasite that shits in your mouth and then bores into the shit and then lives in your mouth and then kills you 6 months later. So this might be the last live podcast taping we'll ever do. And we decided to go for a walk, right?
Yeah, and then I would say 12 steps into our walk.
12 steps in.
We see a big pile of shit.
A big pile of scat of some sort. I say scat because I'm kind of a mountain man or whatever. And we start looking up, and we're like, oh my God, it's bear shit. That's the only thing we can figure out. It's fucking bear shit. And it's
because I knew elk shit was little tiny rocks.
Right.
And this was a big slop of something.
Because you grew up with a pet elk, is that right? That's how you... So we're like, oh my God, fucking bear shit. We pack up the vehicle, we run back to the RV, we drive back.
And the drive down was just as bad.
Just as gnarly, but a little bit better because we had some light, and we just take off, and it's fucking, that was the low point until we got to Telluride. Piece of shit town that is. And we get to Telluride. It's beautiful. We're having a great time. I mean, it's a gorgeous place, and we're having a really nice time. And my friend Andrew Michon, he's a comedian. He was from here, and he was like, "Dude, my family has land above Telluride. It's fucking beautiful. You should go stay there. It's like an amazing plot of land." And we're like, "Oh, by the way, I forgot one thing about the bear shit." As we're driving down the switchbacks, we get about 45 minutes down the road, and we're like still kind of scared of this bear that we just narrowly missed, and we realize the place is called Wild Cow Campground. I'm like, that was definitely cow shit. There's no way. That's got to be cow shit. And we got to civilization. We Googled them both. It was fucking cow shit, 100%. We ran from cows. That is how city slicker Los Angeles we are.
Yeah, but then it got worse.
So then we get to Telluride, and we decide we're going to go stay, rather than stay at a nice campground in Telluride that we paid for, we'll stay on my friend Andrew's land.
For free!
Well, it felt like a good adventure. And here's the directions he gives. He doesn't, there's no, you know you're in a bad situation when you get like latitude and longitude coordinates.
Right, there was no address.
No address, and I'm fucking loving it. I'm like, adventure. But of course we go up at night again because we spent all day in Telluride. We're driving up, and it gets more isolated, and there's like, all it says the whole time is like, what was the name of the ranch? It was some ranch. Like
Heath Ranch.
Heath Ranch. They own this part of the mountain and this part of the mountain. And we're driving up another gnarly dirt road, not even close to as bad as the Wild Cow one. And the directions say, at a certain point, you will see a fence. And if you go to the river, you've gone too far. And we go to the river.
I'm starting to feel like a really bad parent.
Yeah, it's definitely like that's a river. We're basically on Heath Ranch's mountain, driving back and forth for 45 minutes to an hour looking for this place. And he's like, we kept going to cell phone service and calling Andrew and being like, I can't find it. And he would turn us back around to find this little gate. And we would go back and forth, and we went down this road.
So we finally get down the road, but you have to say the thing. So we get to where Andrew says, right, and then there's an abandoned van. And Moshe's like, this is it.
No,
and I'm like, I am not having my baby and me sleep next to an abandoned van.
Well, we do. It was
like a 70s van.
No, he straight up says, now when you get on the road, there's going to be a turn to another road, which will not look like a road. These were the directions. It did not look like a road. It was not a road. It was a field in the middle of a mountain above Telluride.
So then we go back to call him again, and
I go, Andrew, bad news. We found the road that was not a road. But by the way, when we turned and the lights hit that fucking tweaker van, we were so fucking terrified. We hauled ass back to the cell phone area. We call Andrew. I go, dude, bad news. There's a squatter living on your land. There's like a meth van there. And what does he say?
Oh, he was like, oh yeah, that's my brother's van.
Yeah, that's my brother's van. It's been abandoned there for years. I failed to mention that fucking landmark.
So then we go back to the meth van. I'm still scared. Then there's an abandoned cabin with the door open.
Door wide open.
And Moshe's like, okay, we're going to sleep here.
This is it. We fall asleep. And we wake up to the sound of ATV engine just roaring down the road. And we come out, and it's fucking Heath. It's Rancher Heath. Heath himself. I jump out of the vehicle. He's basically reaching for a gun. I'm like, I know Andrew. And he goes, I don't know who that is. I finally explained to him what it is that's happened and why we're there. And he goes, okay, just so you know, I have hunters all over this mountain that called me last night that said that you were driving erratically back and forth on the mountain. And we came out to check because one of those hunters shot a bear twice.
No, he goes, my hunters are out this morning.
My hunters are out.
And then he goes, I go, hunters? He goes, don't worry, it's bow season.
Yeah, and he says, about 30 yards that way in that bush, there's a wounded bear feeding on a dead calf carcass. I'm like, we got our fucking bear! He was eating a wild cow.
And then he's like, don't worry, but people are really concerned for their kids. I'm like, well, I have a 1-year-old
At that moment, our baby's like, hi, rancher. So we made it to Denver alive, and we are here to entertain you. So thank you for coming out.
But I would like to get a poll, because one thing I learned about you, Moshe, that I'm a little confused about is you would rather, because I was telling my friends about this, and they're like, isn't a place to camp $12? And I'm like, yeah. Like, Moshe would rather sleep in a Walmart parking lot than pay $12 to camp somewhere with amenities for a child.
That's a gross mischaracterization of who I am. I want to be in an adventure where we have risk of our daughter being eaten alive by a bear. That's who I am as an adventurer. Okay, are you guys ready to get the show started? Ladies and gentlemen, we have two very special guests, so please help me welcome our first guest from the Reply Guys podcast. It's Kate Willett, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Give her a round of applause as she makes her way to the stage. And one of the stars of Grace and Frankie and the New Negroes on Comedy Central, Baron Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen. Here we come.
Okay, you guys are our first guests who aren't in a relationship, so we're going to ask you maybe about your specific relationship.
You mean we're not in a relationship with each other?
I mean,
right, not specifically linked romantically, but I guess our question we'll start with you, Kate, is what is your core relational malfunction? What is your weak point when it comes to dating or sex? Or
We've been through Moshe's tonight.
I think I am open-minded to a fault. I think I like an adventurous situation. What this means in real terms is that I have found myself in many different relationships with polyamorous clowns.
Well, when they all get out of that car at once, you gotta date them all.
Right now, I'm dating like 3 of my communist reply guys, and they are good people, and they know how to share. So,
do you feel like the open?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have pressure as a leftist, socialist, feminist to be that open, or do you think that that's really where your heart is?
I think it's an accident usually. Like I've moved into. I've almost joined a few cults. I've moved into 3 polyamorous communes by accident, I just showed up and was like, oh no, this again, and I guess it is kind of a fool me once situation, but yeah.
Let me tell you the vibe I'm getting from you right now,
Yeah.
Kate. You seem like the kind of woman who would camp at a BLM campground without complaint, and I like that about you. That seems cool.
I've done it. I've connected with many people at Burning Man. Yeah.
Actually, Natasha, do you want to scoot down a few chairs? So what is one of the situations that your extreme lack? So you're basically saying your problem is that you kind of sometimes stumble into relationships with idiots, basically.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I also really pursue them. It's not.
How lucky for you! You picked stand-up comedy. You've got a fucking verdant field of people to choose from.
But sometimes it's like going to the grocery store hungry. It's just.
Yeah, polyamory seems like it would really work out.
But it's not always polyamorous. It's even if you want to date dysfunctional men, or if you don't have a problem with it, stand-up comedy is a good place for that.
Why are you looking at me? We got married.
No, you're cool.
Well,
what about?
Yeah, I was contemplating what story I should tell, and a gross one came to mind.
Tell us the gross one. We can take it.
No, okay. Well, once, and this was a long time ago. I have put this is behind me. This is in my past. I just want to say, I did have a really big crush on this comedian. When I first started comedy.
Dane Cook.
No. No, he was not a good comedian at all, and that was part of it. He was he, before anything happens with us, I asked him if he had been tested and stuff, as you do as a responsible person. And,
in a polyamorous relationship with a clown, you have to, right?
Yeah, he was a polyamorous clown in his own way.
He pulls out an oversized AIDS test. He's like, "Is this what you're talking about?"
But then I think my rock bottom. like where Moshe and we both started comedy in the Bay Area, and there was this laundromat there that like all the open mics.
Oh, the Brainwash.
The Brainwash Cafe.
Sure.
And like a few days after I had hooked up with this guy, I just walked into that laundromat to do comedy. I was there to do comedy, and
Not to search for a mate.
No, not in any direct way, but he was on stage talking about how he had an STD, STI, and then like the next day I was like, oh, I guess I should go get tested, but that was like a very rough way to find out it was time to go to the doctor.
You had already had sex?
Yeah, like a few days before that.
And did he know you were there? He's like, fuck it, this is my A material. I can't abandon it now.
I think so, yeah.
Was it a good joke?
I don't think, no, not really.
Was it a bad STD?
It was curable with antibiotics.
Man.
Hey boys, I don't have it anymore. But but yeah, that probably should have been my like I'm not dating stand-up comedian thing. But it's like I feel like with stand-ups, like every time I say I'm not going to ever date another comedian, it always happens, and I'm like someone's like friend who's like off and on the wagon a lot, like oh, I'm never doing this again, and it's like I am. We all know that.
You got to go back to that sweet, sweet open mic nectar. I get that.
You know what? Now I've made a rule for myself. I have standards. I am not hooking up with any comedians with less than like maybe 10,000 Twitter followers.
Oh, that's awesome. Kate Willett,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Give her a round of applause. Thank you for being on.
So, Baron, you have 2 adorable children.
I do, yes.
And a lovely wife.
Uh-huh.
Are you guys like in a basic ass relationship?
It's pretty basic. Yes, very basic.
Okay.
Basic. We get into fights.
What do you think you guys fight about the most often? What's your kind of core issue?
We fight mostly about the fact that neither of us had different childhoods. That's sort of what it comes down to.
You mean your childhood was
just-
bad and hers was bad, and you kind of fight over whose was worse?
Not necessarily. It's that whatever is left over from those things just rub each other the wrong way. So it's like we are incompatible trauma-wise. Our trauma is drama, is what I mean.
And Baron, do you have a funny comedy anecdote about how your childhood trauma has wreaked havoc in your current relationship?
Do I have a funny anecdote? I mean, when your mom has a baby and your father leaves, and then she's mad at all men that look like your father, and then at some point you look like him.
Yes.
And then and then love is conflated with anger for the rest of your life. So you date a bunch of women who are actually angry with you, but you think they care about you? Who's with me?
You're tuned in to 97.7 The Bone. We're here with Baron Vaughn in the morning. Baron Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen,
Did you say
thank you for
The
joining
Bone?
us.
But Baron, that was very articulate. You really kind of got it down. So, I mean,
I understand it, psychologically, but not necessarily emotionally.
but it must help to have these like adorable babies where you're like, okay, I want to make sure that we have this like trauma-free life for them.
Yeah, they're the little cycle breakers, is what I call them.
Does it feel like that? Does it feel like they've broken the cycle for you?
It does, because there's nothing like looking in the face of a child and seeing how innocent they are.
They're so amazing. They're like these little angels that don't know what Trump is.
Exactly. They haven't experienced anything like so it's kind of like that's a pure person, before all the bullshit.
Like, I showed my baby today, like, how an automatic, like, paper towel thing comes at the bathroom, and she just, like, was, like, over the moon. Like, they don't know they don't know what a giraffe is. Like, it's just, like, it's special.
They don't know what a giraffe is. The thing that we love the most doesn't know what a giraffe is, and the thing that Kate loves the most actually will make a balloon giraffe at a party, right? So, what do you think? Should we get started and bring a couple up here
thank
to
you
get
guys
some?
for sharing.
Yeah,
That
give
was
them both
really
a round of
great.
applause for joining us, and thanks for sharing your core issues.
This week's episode of the Endless Honeymoon Podcast is brought to you by Third Love, which I originally was excited about because I thought it meant Natasha was introducing a third person into our relationship, but it's not. It's a bra company.
There are more than 80 sizes, including their signature half cup sizes, of which I am a half cup. I'm a B.5.
I love that half. They fit well. They've got more
I
sizes.
took a quiz. That's how I found out.
Oh, you took a quiz on
Yeah.
thirdlove.com.
Yes, it is the most comfortable bra I've owned. There's no tags. It's lightweight. I don't wear bras, and now I'm wearing a bra.
Yeah, that's true. She's wearing a bra right now. No panties, though.
No, I have panties
Third
on.
Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering our listeners 15% off their first order. Go to thirdlove.com/honeymoon now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's
thirdlove.com/honeymoon for 15% off today. Moshe, we just got back from camping. We're trying to eat more healthy. We're aspiring vegans. What do we do?
Problem with camping, by the way, is in a small little tight quarters, you end up eating pasta every night. And that's what was so cool about bringing Daily Harvest on our camping trip, because we could eat healthy while we were on the road. It made things really easy.
You can fill your box with more than 65 different options. You can have smoothies. There's like ingredients for soup.
There's bowls. They got all these bowls. It's
Just
all
so you can
healthy.
cook healthy easily after work when you come home and you don't want to like eat crappy food
Yeah,
all
you
the
just
time.
pop it in your freezer. It stays fresh in there until you're ready to eat it. It's
Go
just
to-
one step.
Go to dailyharvest.com and enter promo code honeymoon to get $25 off your first box.
You're getting $25 off already. That's
That's-
promo code honeymoon for $25 off your first box. Dailyharvest.com. Promo code honeymoon.
So we have two couples. Let's bring up the first couple. I think, are they? So we're not calling them. They're actually here.
No, they are here with us live in the flesh to ask for
That's
our relationship
amazing.
advice. When they come up, would you guys mind scooting down all late night
We should
TV
scoot?
style?
Okay.
We'll
Please scoot right now.
But you guys, please, we're gonna all give.
Yeah,
them
stick
advice.
around and roast away. We're here to make fun of these people as they become vulnerable with us. So let's put our hands together for Harlan and Sarah from here in the Denver area. Harlan and Sarah, here they are. Watch your step as you come up the stairs. They're a little wonky, they say. Make your, oh, very good, very good. And come sit next to us over here. Hi there. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Thank you so much.
Sarah, you can sit here. And we actually.
Oh yeah, keep clapping. Yeah, there we go. It's our first live one.
And
Okay.
we haven't been briefed on what you guys' issues are. So are you guys a married couple?
No, we're engaged.
Where'd you guys meet?
We met in college.
Yeah, in Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh, Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah.
It's like the Berkeley of Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool city. You guys are lucky.
And you started dating in college?
Yeah.
And how did you propose to
You
her?
guys seem really young. How old is he?
28.
28? Oh, okay, that's a normal
That's
age.
fucked up, Natasha. She's like, you guys seem really young. How old is he? How old is that?
Well, no, he just seems like really.
yeah.
He looks like he's 18 or something.
Do you know?
I'll be at a table at like a restaurant, and they'll go around and take the drink orders, and they'll get to me, and they'll be like, "All right, we need to see some IDs." Like, yeah, because I look like a baby.
You look like a fuckable baby from here. You're hot. No, I mean, he's a good-looking guy. I mean, this is good. So wait, did he propose to you, or did you propose to him?
No, he proposed to me.
How'd you do it?
I had a little setup like in the park next to our house, and we went for. I was like, "You want to go for a walk before we go to dinner?" And
She's like, make sure you bring your ID, little boy.
Never leaves home without it.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so there's like I had my friend set up there with like candles and flowers, and we went for a walk, and then it was like there.
So you had open flame in a park?
Yeah,
That's cool.
she said that was like her first thought when she
I
saw
was
it.
like, someone needs to put that fire out.
Okay.
What?
So isn't it funny how quickly you can establish who the adult in the relationship is? Okay, that's sweet. And what do you do for a living? What I didn't Harlan, right?
Harlan,
what do
yeah.
you do?
I do radio promotion for a record label.
Okay, and what about you?
I am a marketing specialist for a natural grocery store chain.
Okay, all right, cool. So you've been together how long now?
5.5 years.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right, since you were what, 9 years old, sir? That's awesome.
And what would you say is the thing you guys fight about the most?
What is it that you came here to get our advice from?
Yeah, so we were hoping to get advice for how to not let Dungeons and Dragons take over our relationship.
Wait, which one?
Oh,
Wait, which
-3 charisma on that question.
No, wait, which? Just to clarify, which one of you plays? I'm just kidding. I know
Please take a wild
100%
guess.
which one it is.
Maybe the one with the black nail polish on.
Yeah. Where? How often do you play?
I play about 4 or 5 times a month. Is that fair?
Well, you play 2 times a week.
So it's not fair at all.
And then again once a month.
Yeah.
Wait, then
wha-
again
wha-
once a
So
month?
so it's 9 times a month, but you're saying 4 or 5.
Well, that's kind of cool. He kind of separated the number 9 out a bit. He's like, 4 or 5? She's like, bitch, you mean 4 plus 5? 9.
He's only 9. He's not great at
Oh,
that.
right. Yeah, you're still learning math.
Yeah, I mean, some games play more often than others. So
No,
that's the.
you don't have to tell me, motherfucker. You do have to tell me. I don't know. Wow, I'm surprised that you had the courage to bring him up here with Kate after Kate telling her story about the kinds of guys she likes. I mean, this 9 D&D sessions a month. Kate's like, woo.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like most couples who have problems with too many board games in their relationships do solve it by getting into polyamory.
After a roll, of course. 2 10-sided die, one's red, one's yellow. You roll them, you say yellow. If it's higher than you do it.
So do you? Because all right, I'll tell you how I relate to this. Like Moshe has a lot of like activities he likes to do. He likes to camp. He likes to surf. He likes to go kickboxing. He likes
Yeah,
to,
you know, things like D&D, kickboxing, surfing, camping.
You like to play
Classic D&D type shit.
You like to play board games. He's always like going to do all this stuff, and then like I feel like my time is spent caring for our child. So like I just think that you know my free time is organizing her books or whatever, and so I'm just saying it is a little different. But you guys don't have kids yet. Do you have anything that you love to do as much as he loves to do D&D?
No,
Find it.
definitely not.
Yeah,
Really?
maybe that's the issue. I mean, maybe it's not
Maybe,
about
yeah.
changing this, level 4 talisman warlock of power. Maybe it's about finding the warlock of power of your own. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, one thing my friend told me when I was complaining about something you did, I'm trying to remember.
oh yeah, let me see if I can help you jog your memory, Natasha.
No, I think it was like maybe like all the Burning Man and all the RV hunting.
All
and
the
like
Burning
having
Man.
to like always go. But it's like she was like, well, my husband has his like tool shed that he goes to, and he's always like working on the cars, and it's like at least he's not like fucking people.
No, definitely.
I guess. I mean, that is like a good part of it.
That is a very low bar, I guess, for... I'm like, well, I mean, it is tearing our relationship apart, but at least he's not actively cheating on you?
Well, what's the worst part about it? Is
Yeah,
that
how does it
is he just like doesn't give you notice or
No. I mean, he has a very organized
calendar?
G-Cal, yeah. So it's always on there.
Right, which I invite you to the G calendar.
What is your character that you play as?
I mostly DM.
You mostly DM?
I'm
Dungeon-
mostly.
Oh, so you do cheat on her. Very good joke. Very good joke.
Wait, can someone explain to a cool person what is DM?
Yeah, I wonder. Can anyone here explain? I mean, perhaps it's the dungeon master.
I know what it is.
Of course you do.
I also do.
Kate's like, DM means marriage material, I think.
He's the dungeon master, so you're the one that like makes up the little stories, and like you tell everyone the rules so that they can do the little LARP
Yes.
thing.
Oh my God,
Absolutely.
I have the best idea.
Okay.
Bring it to the bedroom.
That's role playing.
That does seem pretty hot. It's like, would you like to role play? I've been waiting my entire life for you to ask me that.
Just once, like can you give her a little bit of it in the bedroom, and then
Would you rather me be the DM?
Yes.
having an active sex life, I think, is the most important thing in a relationship.
Oh yeah.
Moshe fucks real good, or I would not.
All the
Stick
RVing has
around.
been worth it. If you had been
Have
at
my
Wild,
child be eaten by a bear.
yeah, if you'd been at Wild Cow Canyon at some point in the last 2 weeks, you would have heard a braying, not from a cow. But wait, I do love the idea of you DMing, because you could get like real freaky too. You'd be like, as you turn around the corner of the verdant field you've been walking through, you see a pansy little bitch boy with black fingernail polish bent over a rock, ladling bear honey onto his supple little buttocks. I enter you from behind. Roll your dice, motherfucker.
And I think that you could maybe follow your passion, just like find a passion a little bit more, and you should have a 5 times a month maximum.
I like this idea. What do you guys think? That seems like a reasonable amount? That seems cool. Have you ever invited her to play?
She does play.
Oh, you
Yeah,
play?
she's recently started playing.
Wait a minute, Benedict Arnold over here. What happened? What's your character? What do you play as? A nagging wife? No, I'm kidding.
Not yet. We're not there yet.
No, what is? You don't have a character yet?
No, I have a character.
What is it?
I play a ranger, which apparently is like one of the lamer.
You
classes
fucking
that-
misogynist pig.
No, it is not true.
No, but I think my character is awesome. And I did that partly. I was like getting frustrated. I found myself getting frustrated because it was like anytime I saw you on your laptop, I asked you what you were doing, and I basically knew the answer was going to be D&D related.
So wait,
I figured-
even when he's not, well, so when he goes to play, he's at home?
So he plays in a online game.
Oh
with-
my God. Just when you thought D&D couldn't get more nerd-centric, it's online D&D, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
this is like to preface this. We had been together, I guess, at like 3.5 years
Yeah.
at this point, and not one. At no point was he like, I'm interested in D&D, and then all of a sudden it was like, I'm interested in this is all I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to be cool, and
Which
then
is-
I started
which
playing
is
D&D.
fine,
and
you
so-
know.
To be fair, I love doing D&D, and I'm going to be doing dungeon mastering 9 times a month. Is something that you save for after you say yes to the proposal. That's pretty important.
But also, I think it's important to realize that this is kind of a universal thing. Like when I met you, Moshe, remember you like brought all these foreign films over, and I thought that's what you were into. And then
Yeah, it was like the Seventh Seal was our first date, and our second date was
Rambo.
First Blood. They're both great films.
And then I didn't know that you spent 3 to 4 hours a day watching. What's the one where everyone gets in a fight online? The videos.
WorldStarHipHop.com.
There's just like always people yelling from his laptop, like, I'm at the DMV, give me back my money. And then there's like people shooting, and like it's a lot of fighting, and
It's humanity unfolding.
That's right. Thank you, Baron. I mean, I think what Natasha's
the enemy
saying.
unfolding.
What Natasha's saying is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is that this is sort of a typical situation that a lot of couples find themselves in, which is that like, as people grow and as people find interest, they aren't always the same interests, and it's kind of cool that you're playing also because like one thing we really think we've talked to couples that have this issue before is like. There's one interpretation, which is he's doing this thing or she's doing this thing that doesn't include me. There's this other interpretation, and it sounds like you more have this, which is like I have the freedom because my partner has this interest to kind of have some space and do my own thing. And I think that a lot of oxygen makes for a hot fire, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So again, if you had come to the Wild Cow Canyon campground, you would have seen a hot fire. So give these two a round of applause. Thank you for coming up. Congratulations on your upcoming marriage. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys were awesome. Thank you. All right, so the next segment, as they make their way
They're
down.
not going to get married.
No, they are. They're just going to not get married in real life. They're going to get married online in the dungeon.
LARP.
So
In the what?
In a LARP.
they're going to LARP marriage.
Live action role playing, yeah. I'm so sorry that I brought that up.
There's a great movie, a great comedy movie. It has a lot of LARPing in it called Role Models, if anybody wants to see this movie.
All right, so he says a nerdy movie. He gets a big applause break. I say Rambo. You guys laugh at my pain. All right. Have you seen First Blood, Baron?
Yeah, of course.
It's a great movie, right?
It's
Kate, have you
stupid.
seen it?
I've never seen it.
It's horrible. It's a horrible film.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. He's in Portland, Oregon, isn't he?
He's in the Oregon foothills.
The whole first Rambo is he's in Oregon fighting Brian Dennehy. And then the second one is good.
That is a controversial statement. The first one, all right, forget it. Let's move on. I'm like making fun of that guy. I'm like, he's such a nerd. That is a controversial statement. To dare to say that Rambo 2, unbelievable.
Tasha, you just got your hair done.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
It looks good.
Thank you.
What you washing that hair with?
Well, I went to functionofbeauty.com and filled out a quiz and got a shampoo made especially for my fine hair.
Well, I got thick hair, and I like it thick. So I went there, did the same quiz, and I got one for my thick-ass hair.
I know we used to fight over shampoo, but we need different shampoo.
Yep. I shampoo with oil. You shampoo with water.
Function of Beauty individually formulates every bottle based on your hair type, hair goals, which I know you have, Moshe, and aesthetic preferences, which I know you also have. I've talked you out of all your bad ones. So go to functionofbeauty.com/honeymoon and take the hair quiz. Figure out what shampoo you need to get as much sex as possible. Go to functionofbeauty.com/honeymoon to get 20% off your custom formula today.
They're vegan, they're cruelty-free, they're safe, natural ingredients. It's a custom shampoo for your hair. It's the internet's top-rated customized hair brand. functionofbeauty.com/honeymoon. Take the hair quiz, get 20% off.
Moshe,
Yeah, Tosh?
let's talk about erectile dysfunction.
Why? Why do we need to talk about that? There's nothing to talk about.
Well, I just feel bad. I've been with guys who've had it, and it feels like it must be really humiliating.
Well, it is humiliating. It happens to everybody. Usually there's no medical reason for it, but if there is a medical reason for it, or even if there isn't, they've got medication, so why wouldn't you take it? Why not take it? Well, it's embarrassing to go to the doctor and ask for it. Well, that's what Roman's here for. Roman. You get a real doctor online who can prescribe real medication. It's simple, safe, and it's totally discreet.
Erectile dysfunction used to be hard, but now there's Roman. I think I could do slogans.
Yeah, it used to be hard, and it will be again.
No, but complete an online visit today if you are suffering from this. We're not making fun of it. I think that it's just good to get help.
You want a boner? Go get a boner. Go to GetRoman.
Do it for us.
Yeah, go to GetRoman.com/honeymoon and complete your online visit. It used to be tough to tackle, but now there's Roman.
That's GetRoman.com/honeymoon for a free visit to get started. GetRoman.com/honeymoon.
Free online visit, free 2-day shipping, GetRoman.com/honeymoon, and fuck your wife tonight.
All right.
Okay, so the next segment that we're going to do, if we're done talking about Rambo, is we do this segment where people call in and they have some secrets. So maybe we'll hear their secrets, and you guys might have some comments that you'd like to say. Can we start playing that?
Yeah, let's play the first one.
I guess my big secret right now is, so I go out, with my friends and stuff, and they all think I'm, some, upbeat, bubbly, fucking, charming, outgoing individual, when in reality, it's literally just cocaine. I do it. I tell them I have a tiny bladder, and I have to peel off to the bathroom, every hour, 30 minutes, whatever. It feels kind of nice to say that. I've been kind of dealing with this forever. I don't want to be around them sober because, they're not, quote unquote, going to enjoy my company, I feel like. So I'm trapped in this hell, and I'm sure I'm spiraling soon towards some sort of addiction. So, well, that's life. Thanks.
I feel like the first part, I was like, comedy gold. The second part, I was like, call this man back. We have no means of contacting this poor fella. That was so intense. I love that he thinks he's fooling everybody, right? He's like...
Yeah, everyone definitely knows.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
He's like coming out of the bathroom like...
He's like, I think everybody thinks that I'm like such a happy-go-lucky type of guy. Everybody loves my boisterous
Wait, he's gonna
personality.
hear this. Let's not make fun of him, but...
What do you mean? He called in to be made fun of.
But he was like, I guess I'm going to have to do this forever. It's like, no, you're probably going to do it for like 3 more months, right? Before it's like...
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's admitting to himself that he has a problem. So I feel like this man is on track to sobriety from cocaine, and then after a couple months of that, spiraling into sex addiction, probably. And
I feel like this is transference, Kate. Is this not...
Not necessarily. I mean, the thing about addiction, it's rarely the substance, but it's the thing that you're trying to hide, that you're trying to fill. It's always the hole. So this gentleman clearly has some kind of hole that he thinks that he can fill with cocaine and friendship.
It's 2 holes, actually. It's one here and one here.
But I'm confused because I have never like been in addiction therapy or anything,
Yeah.
like, don't you just sometimes just like to party?
Well, that's
But
a different thing.
That's kind of exactly what Barron's saying, is that the sad part, when the entire audience felt as one, because we were having so much fun at his expense, and then the screw turned when he said,
Yes.
I feel like I have to keep doing this in order to continue to be
Yes.
the thing that I think
I
my
see.
friends want me to be.
Right. So I
key-
don't have addiction issues.
No, you don't.
Only when you ask
You're
yourself.
addicted to criticizing, I've noticed that.
It's only when you ask yourself, who am I if I don't fill in the blank?
Exactly.
So clearly he's like, who am I if I don't do this thing and I'm not this person? So then he thinks that he has nothing else to offer if he's not in this cycle.
And
I see.
You can do coke and then not do coke and you're fine.
Well,
you know?
the truth is, like, here's the good news if you're listening right now and you're doing the coke. Like, there is literally, the person who just called in, like, you think all of your friends think you're awesome because you're, like, doing coke and coming out and being coke guy. There is literally no one on earth I would less like to talk to than a person on cocaine. It is except for, like, a really heavy drunk, the worst drug to communicate with a person on is, like, fresh out of the bathroom coke guy. Just like, have you heard about me and me? There's an interesting fact about me. There's something cool about me. I just want to fucking grab them and throw them back into the bathroom and say, do ecstasy. At least those people are affectionate, you know?
I used to drink and do coke, and it's been like 10 years. And what I discovered, though, this is real advice, is that you like the stuff. If you stop that shit, the stuff that is fun will still be fun, and you'll just stop hanging out with your friends that are boring. Like,
That's great advice.
yeah.
Okay, let's hear another secret.
Hi, Moshe. Hi, Natasha. So I'm not going to say my name because I'm going to give you a secret. Once upon a time, I was in love with this boy, and I had a really good friend, and she was kind of my go-to to talk to about this boy who was straight, and I'm obviously not. Well, she kind of took everything I was telling her and ended up hooking up with him. But I was more angry with him, probably because I was into him, than I was with her. So I kind of exacted my revenge. She was also my roommate at the time. So what I did was I actually masturbated into his shampoo multiple times. In the last few months we lived together, and he never found out about it. And that's my secret.
Wait, I think I got it. He liked a boy who was straight, and he confided in his female roommate.
And then she fucked him.
She fucked
and
the
then
straight
he
boy.
fucked his shampoo bottle.
I like that he said he never found out about it. How would you find out about it? This shampoo smells strangely like Brian's cum. Wait a second.
I mean, it probably didn't do great things for the guy's hair.
I don't know. There's a lot of protein in it. That seems nice.
This situation feels resolved to me, you know? It's feels like karmically even. And,
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's play another one.
I'm calling to leave my secret. I was about 13, and I found a purple dildo in my parents' drawer. And I
Wonder where
used
this
it,
is going.
and I put it back, and I'm pretty sure my parents knew. Important detail that I did clean it before I put it back. And I just have lived with this weird thing. I think about it every so often that my parents probably know I use their dildo. And I've never told anyone. It's just a fucking weird thing I did. So, alright, bye!
Bye! Wait, she fucked herself with her parents' dildo?
She found her parents' dildo. She used her parents' dildo. There was a very large piece of information that was missing from this call, which is she's like, I'm pretty sure my parents know. How do they know? They're like, this smells like Brian's cum.
I wish I could go back in time and just tell that young woman to get her parents to buy her an electric toothbrush, like the rest of us did as teens.
I don't know. I felt like she was traumatized by this secret until her goodbye. I was like, oh, she's like, her sexuality's all racked with this childhood memory. And she's like, bye. I'm like, She's fine. She'll do okay.
Oh, that's her closing the door on the darkness.
That's right.
She kind of opened it, it's like, look in here. All right, no more. I feel like maybe the parents know because of dildo position.
But how would she know?
Well, if you didn't put it back exactly as you found it, I mean, you know, we've all seen House.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like Misery. That when he puts the penguin backwards, they come in. She didn't put the dildo in the cock-a-doodie position. I guess that's too deep of a cut to be that funny. I'll get that. I understand that.
Okay, let's play another one.
Let's play one more.
I'm calling with secrets. So I'm a member of the clergy, and I also have not told my congregation that I'm bisexual. I also smoke a decent amount of weed, and I'm almost certain that I'm an atheist. So, yeah, I have things that very few people know, and that's that.
That's a dope preacher.
It kept getting more intense. At first, it's like, well, okay, you're bisexual. Who cares? It's probably progress. Oh, you're a stoner too. Okay. You do not qualify for this position.
Can I be real? I'd fuck the shit out of this guy.
He did sound kind of hot.
He's calling in from Fleabag season 2.
Yes.
But what makes a man want to do a job that he has like absolutely no connection with? Like
He's a man. That's part of our thing. I know what I'm doing. That's part of our thing.
I know what I'm doing. I'll give you communion. Come on over here. Wait a minute. This tastes like Brian's cum. Callback City, everybody. Brian's cum is the blood of Christ. It doesn't matter. He said congregation, which makes me think he's a rabbi. I'm feeling that he's a rabbi. I don't know. What do you guys think? What religion do you think?
Clergy, I feel like that's some kind of Christian
Yeah,
that's what I thought
situation.
too.
Yeah, it doesn't sound Catholic.
Oh,
But Catholic, you can't be bisexual.
You can't be Catholic. What do you mean you can't be bisexual?
It depends.
Where have you been?
That's Greek unorthodox.
Natasha's like, by the way, what's a newspaper?
No,
I don't know what those
No,
are.
I'm saying I grew up Catholic and they weren't supposed to have any sexuality. You're supposed to be asexual.
Yeah, he's calling in saying that he's a hypocrite for a
But he's not
myriad
like-
of reasons.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this guy should find a new calling.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's the same thing as one applause. I think it's the same thing as cocaine guy. It's like you find yourself in this cycle where the thing that you have, the thing that defines you now is starting to kind of rip your self-identity into, and you're like, but I'm so deep into this. Basically, I guess what I'm saying is being in the clergy is like being a coke addict, basically. Let's play another secret.
Wait, do you guys have any advice for this dude? Because I do feel bad for him. He should quit, right?
He didn't seem that
I think he
troubled by it.
should quit, but I think he should do like, a couple months of like weed fueled bisexual fucking while he's still in the clergy, because that will be hotter.
Oh, right.
And then quit.
That's very funny, because what if he does quit? He finally is like, after his Rumspringa or whatever, he's all done, and he's like, and now I can be my true self. And the first time he like gets high and lays down with a man, he's just like, there's just no hotness or magic to this anymore. That was the whole thing. He was like in that guy's dungeon, like, fuck, I want my dungeon master here. Should we play another one? What do you think, Baron?
Oh, yeah, play another one.
Okay, I meant about this guy. All right, play another one.
About 20 years ago, I worked in a small comic book store, and if I ever caught a small child, well, not child, but maybe like a teenager, shoplifting, I used to steal their wallets. And one time, I took one of their wallets and I found a $100 bill in it. So I went to a strip club later at night. So I probably used someone's birthday money to go see some naked chick.
Wait, kids don't have wallets, do they?
Well, do we know what
If it was
city?
20 years ago, that was the 90s, so kids had chain wallets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what he was saying. He pickpocketed them?
Basically.
He's like a master pickpocket working at a small comic book shop.
Exactly.
He's like, but my fingers only fit in tiny little pockets.
I mean, when I was listening to this, I was wondering how old was he when he did this, because this guy doesn't sound like he's super old, so maybe he was also kind of a kid when he was doing...
Like he threw them up against a wall of X-Men comics. Was like, give me your wallet, and or I'll call the cops.
Did he say 20 years ago?
Yeah, he said 20 years ago. So I don't know. Maybe he was like 19 and they were like 14. I don't know. It doesn't seem.
It doesn't seem that bad for him to steal their
Statutory
wallet.
pickpocketing. I don't know.
Kind of sounded like he was trying to brag a little bit.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, but he was 20. We had to be at least 18 or 21 to go to a strip club. Although that'd be funny if he wasn't. He was like, he was also 14, and he's like just sidling up, like, "Don't worry, this is justice being enacted."
It depends on if he's in Florida or not.
Right.
Okay, there's one. Let's hear. Let's
I think
play
we have
the last
one more. Yeah, let's play the last one. The last one we got.
So I have a dark secret. It has to do with my first time taking Shrooms. And when I did so, I was a fucking idiot and decided to do so in the middle of the day on a beach in Delaware. It went really poorly. I was with some friends, and in the middle of my downward spiral period, I apparently convinced myself that I was black. I'm very much not black, in case that wasn't obvious. And I then proceeded to shout out that revelation to everybody on the beach at like the top of my lungs, yelling like, "I'm black, I'm black." And my friends had to pin me down to the ground in order to shut me up until I was eating mouthfuls of sand. It took several days to get all the sand out of my nose and ear holes. And yeah, there was a bunch of like demon shit and ego death. It was all around not a great time.
Baron, any comment?
Nigga, please. That's the worst. It's the second worst thing I could have said. Wow. In the middle of the day, he took mushrooms and believed that he was black.
Mushrooms are powerful medicine.
They're
man.
very powerful. I'm just wondering, like, spiritually, if there was something that he needed to go to blackness to find out about.
I also like the idea of a man in the middle of a beach in Delaware screaming, "I'm black," and everyone in Delaware being like, "What?"
Well,
okay, we thought there was a black guy in Delaware.
There
Jesus
was definitely
Christ.
no other black people on that beach. Everyone's like, "I don't know, he could be. I mean, you see Jennifer Beals? I don't know."
Ladies, if you're listening right now, you probably want to take a vitamin. Well, guess what? Ritual has created an obsessively researched vitamin specifically for women.
Ritual's essentials have the nutrients most of us don't get enough of from food, all in their clean, absorbable forms. No shady additives or ingredients that can do more harm to your body than good. So
They got D3. They got omega-3.
those are important.
Ritual's essential for women helps fill in the gaps in a woman's diet. Their no-nausea capsule design is gentle on an empty stomach. And there's a mint tab in every bottle to keep things fresh so you don't get that fishy aftertaste common with most omega-3s.
Listen, I just started my subscription. It's easy to start, and it's also easy to snooze. It's only $1 a day to have all the essential nutrients your body needs delivered every month, no strings attached. Why not try it? I'm going to.
Ritual.com/honeymoon to start your ritual today. You get 10% off your first 3 months at ritual.com/honeymoon. Hey, why not take it? All the ladies in my life do. Ritual.com/honeymoon.
Okay, guys, should we do one more couple? How about one more couple? We'll bring one more up. Please help us welcome up. These guys are actually familiar to us because they've called into the show before. So please help us welcome Ariel and Tom, ladies and gentlemen, from the Denver area. Here they come. Watch your step as you come up. Watch your step. Watch your step. Come on up. Keep applauding for these nice people as they make their way to the stage. Come on in. Now.
Wait, the last woman left her purse up.
Okay. Oh, your purse. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Assume the role of savior of the purse. Okay. So, now these couple, I remember this couple.
I don't remember them. I need to be refreshed.
I remember them because they called in and they were asking for advice for an interfaith marriage. One was Jewish and one was not. Now I'm looking at you and I am dumbfounded to figure out which one is which. It's not. I can't seem to tell where the Jew is. I'm getting a strong vibe over here for sure. You look like what Hitler was thinking about the whole time. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining us. How was the wedding? What did we advise you, by the way? What did we tell you to do?
So you said to kind of go... Oh, too far down. So you said kind of go middle of the road, because we used my brother as the officiant. So we did the 7 blessings, which can we thank your brother actually hooked us up.
So your brother emailed me an English translation of the 7 blessings, and that's what we had red.
Oh, for those of you that don't know, the 7 blessings, the part of the ceremony is that there are 7 different blessings that are read. And I think the advice we gave to you was to take one of the blessings and do it, do it according to the traditions or of your family, and some of the like sort of mix it up and make it a more multi-ethnic situation, right? Is that sort of what we said?
So what we ended up doing was we happened to have 7 immediate family aunts and uncles. So we took your brother's English translation and we just assigned one to each aunt and uncle, and they just read it during the ceremony.
We put the mic up to your mouth a little bit more.
Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you.
Yeah, so we had 7 people read one of each. I am so sorry.
No, it's all right. You guys are not pros like we are,
We
but
are
that's
not
okay.
microphone people, and
So you assigned each family member a blessing. They did it. And how did the wedding go? Did people love it?
yeah, I mean, we did a solid mix. We did the hora, but we did English in the 7 blessings. Then we did stepping on the cup, but we had your brother be the officiant. So it was sort of balance of the two, and I don't think anyone was mad, although we're getting a lot of heat about Rosh Hashanah coming up. So
Why? What are you supposed to be doing on Rosh Hashanah?
we went to lunch with my parents today.
At a Jewish
I'm
deli.
the Jew. Hi. And so
Wait, you're the Jew?
I am the Jew.
No fucking way!
Hi.
Wait a minute. Why are you so Jewy looking?
And she's like this blonde bombshell.
Right, and way to just hold back on it too. You're like, oh, Hitler was thinking of. Okay. I'm over here like this Shylock over here counting coins. What the hell?
I grew up Italian Catholic.
Oh, you're Italian. Okay, that makes sense. Italians are just Jews with better food, basically. Okay, you're the Jew. Wow, crazy. Wow.
So did you make him convert?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There was pressure.
Okay, so
the wedding worked out.
Yeah, so Rosh Hashanah.
I feel like you guys are about to get a divorce. What's happening right now?
So Rosh Hashanah is Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we went to lunch with my parents today, and they were like, "So, Tom, are you gonna go to services?"
We're going to go to the temple. And I was like, probably not.
No.
Oh, and they didn't like that answer?
Not particularly.
Why didn't you
That's a pretty shitty answer to the family. I mean, I hope I can make it. I don't know. Then you come up with a lie.
I mean, I do have to go to work, but like Catholic Mass is what?
Your
maybe
voice
an hour?
your voice is so deep, my pussy is wet right now. I'm unable to listen to you. It's like, I have a very deep voice, and his is like, wait, do you do cocaine by any chance? Is that?
It was not me.
It wasn't you.
I
Okay.
promise.
So wait, why didn't you just say, oh yeah, we're going to go? Oh, because you have to go to your temple, basically.
And they have to buy tickets.
Uh-huh.
Which I didn't understand. I don't buy tickets to go to Christian
We don't
service.
at synagogue. We don't pass a plate around that we put money in. You instead
You go into the
for a
community and take
membership.
money from people's plates that they have,
Okay,
right?
but here's the thing.
I'm Jewish, very Jewish.
But
you're the Jew. Ariel, is that your name? Ariel. Ariel? Yeah. Ariel, you're the Jew. So it's like, it is kind of your responsibility to get the tickets and get the parking pass and whatever stupid thing you need to
Unfortunately,
organize.
we actually have a parking pass.
But I'm just saying, like, you can't put that on him. And then I think it takes a little bit of, like, forethought. Like, okay, we're going to have lunch with my parents. If you could just, like, say that you'll be there from, like, 6 to 7 after work. And then you say, like, God, I really hope I can make it. It's by 6:30 and you spend an hour there. No, I'm not going.
I
mean,
can
it's
see
like,
Moshe
that's not-
gearing up to say that it's actually at lunch. Or is that what you're gearing up to say?
What am I going to say?
I'm not going. I'm just
That
saying.
Rosh
like-
Hashanah is usually...
No, I think you have 2 options here. One is that you invite them to Rosh Hashanah dinner next year. And that way you sidestep the whole synagogue conversation, right? And then you eat apples and honey. Who doesn't like fucking apples and honey? I mean, this is bear country, right? I mean, they love both of those things. So you do that. Or the other thing is you guys plan a trip on the high holidays and you say, oh yeah, we're actually doing a Jewish meditation retreat in wherever you're going, and then just go to Japan and make all of our ancestors cry at the lack of affiliation that you have,
Just eat a lot of pork in Japan. And
I think those are your 2 options. Kate, what do you think of this?
I know this lady in the Bay Area that I met in a commune that leads Jewish meditation retreats that are psychedelic, and they sound pretty neat. I'm not Jewish, but I feel like anyone could enjoy that. Maybe you guys could do something like that together.
That sounds like a cool thing. And don't mention the psychedelics to her parents.
Yeah.
But maybe next year on the high holidays, oh yeah, we're going to this special retreat, and we're going to go to a retreat and take psychedelics and scream in the Northern California forest. I'm black. I'm black. I'm black. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming up. Do you want Natasha, what do you think? Sorry.
Well, you always get mad because I want to give them actual advice.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, I just want him to know that Judaism is superior to Catholicism. So he should be lucky that he has married into this beautiful religion full of all these old traditions, and some of them are like really cool. So maybe you could like open yourself up to it a little bit. And I think that you need to like be the one who's like organizing it and prepping him and not overwhelming him. And you know what I'm just saying? Because I can sense that you're a little pissed.
Yeah. Why did you say no with such a strong hand?
Well, it's not. I'm going to the lunch during the day. It's just I didn't necessarily want to go to temple for 3 hours that morning.
Right.
And I don't think you should. I wouldn't do it for you.
Well,
I'm just saying
By
there's
the way,
a way to speak about it.
I
so.
did like how you said I'm going to the lunch. It felt very Jewy. It was like, I'm going to the lunch. I am going to the lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. Thank you guys for coming up. Nice to see you again. Thank you so much. And how about a round of applause for, hey, Baron, do you have anything you want to plug or anything? You can plug it now.
Anything that I want to plug? No.
No, Baron Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen. We'll plug it later. Kate Willett, what about you?
Listen, if you want to listen to a feminist socialist podcast because you like two unpopular things, I have a fun podcast called Reply Guys. Thank you.
Kate Willett, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Moshe Kasher.
And I'm Natasha Leggero.
Stay away from bears, everybody. Good night.